Of course, you've still got to pay your mortgage in the meantime. And as we've heard, it could mean an extra £350 to people having to pay those mortgages. Let's hear now from mortgage advisor and broker Sally Mitchell. Sally, thanks for joining us again. We spoke to you, of course, last time we had the interest rate going up, trying to work out, was this the end of it? But indications perhaps both from America and here in London that this may top out now at this sort of rate.
Yeah, I've heard analysts say that they think it will top out about 4.5% middle of this year. I mean, this is the 11th increase in a row we've had. We should be getting used to it. But of course, the knock-on effect for mortgage people who have mortgages, accounts, is huge.
Do you think that some of the banks, some of the building societies will try and absorb this, bearing in mind what the bank is saying about things probably going to get quite a lot better by the end of this year?
Yeah, it's interesting to see how they react. I've already had some announcements this morning from lenders saying that their variable rate, their standard rate, is already going up, I guess, ahead of the announcement. But what we have to consider is that the vast majority of people, they're on fixed rate mortgages, and they don't really get so affected by the base rate going up. It's the variable rates and the tracker rates that you get hit hardest with first.
Yeah, and obviously people on those sorts of deals can chop and change a bit more than when you're on the fixed rates. I am just sort of reading that fixed rates are at their lowest level in 6 months, but obviously still way above 5%. So why would that be?
Well, it's interesting. I mean, when you're looking at the whole market, there's so many factors to consider. I have actually placed a mortgage yesterday at 3.99%. So there are better deals out there. If you have a specific criteria or a little bit of adverse, obviously you're going to be pushed up into the higher amounts. But it all depends really on what the swap rates are doing for fixed rate mortgages. And they have been continuing to come down since the mini budget spike. And they're not quite as directly affected by the base rate as other rates.
So therefore, I guess for those people trying to remortgage, or if their fixed rate is coming to an end, don't panic because things might get a little bit easier in the months ahead.
Yeah, we've already seen a nice little increase or settling of rates. It's hard to predict how the market's really going to react, but certainly we haven't seen the increases in our fixed rates that we've seen in the base rate. So, yes, it's going to be higher than what you're used to, what you perhaps fixed on 2 years ago, 5 years ago. That's still going to be difficult and a shock, but it's not as bad as it was 2 months ago.
Right, and in another 2 months might be easier yet again as things start to ease out. Yeah. Okay, Sally, thank you very much.
That's all right.
Sorry to interrupt you. Yeah, go on.
No, I was just going to say, of course, it's not just the mortgage rates. It's the people I speak to are worried about inflation that we're talking about now. The cost of living has really gone up an awful lot. So people are being squeezed on all sides.
Yeah, as we're looking at that sort of basket of goods, milk 42.2%, eggs 32.5%, bread 20.8% annual inflation.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Anyway, Sally.
Ouch.
Yeah, thank you very much indeed on that note. We'll speak to you again next month and see where we are. Maybe things might be on hold then, who knows. But for the moment, thank you very much indeed. So that's the potential impact for homeowners and mortgage borrowers across the country. But what about the bigger picture, economic analysis from Vicky Price now, Chief Economic